Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today's video has been highly requested by so many of you, and it is how to do your own Dutch braids. It's so great for bad hair days. It's an amazing hairstyle for the gym, and in general it just gives any outfit the coolest edge ever. So it's really my favorite, and I really just think that every single girl needs to know how to do these. And I promise you, I have some serious tips that actually make all the difference, and they are so simple and almost self-explanatory that you kind of think, why didn't I think of this? So before I begin my demo where I show you the technique and how to do it, let me share my top 3 tips before you start anything. Tip number 1, brush your hair thoroughly, and I mean absolutely thoroughly. You do not want to have a single tangle in your hair when you are doing this, because there's nothing more frustrating, or there's nothing that makes it the whole task seem a lot harder than when your hair gets tangled and you just kind of think, this is so confusing, I'm never going to get this right. I promise you, when your hair is thoroughly combed through, you will find it so much easier. Tip number 2, and this one helps a lot: rest your arms on a table. So many of us make the mistake that when we're doing our hair and we're doing some braids, we think that we need to have our hands up here and we need to have all these angles, and you're just kind of all over the place. And I promise you, that does not make your hairstyle look any better, like at all. All you need to do is rest your elbows on the table in front of you and turn your head, and then you'll work your way down. Because that way you're getting to all the angles that you need to get to, and you're not tiring out your arms. There is nothing worse than when you finally start to get that whole Dutch braid technique right, and you're braiding and you're braiding and you're braiding, but your arms have been up here and over here and all over the place. And then you realize, I actually can't do this anymore. I've come so far and I just can't do this anymore because I'm tired. Then tip number 3, practice makes perfect. I used to practice while watching series and watching movies. I would sit on the couch, pop my knees up, and then put my elbows on my knees, and then turn my head while I watch my series, and then just practice all the time. It's now like second nature to me. I could do this with my eyes closed. So now that all of that is out of the way, let's head straight to the tutorial where I will show you guys how to get the technique right and make sure you get the most out of your braid. Okay, so the first thing you're going to do is divide your hair into 2 and section off the piece that you won't be braiding, so that you don't confuse it with the other side that you will be braiding. You are braiding under and not over. I mean, when you're used to braiding your hair, you know, just a normal plait, you will braid your 3 sections, something like this, and you're used to taking your pieces over each other. But with a Dutch braid, you're actually braiding backwards, and that's absolutely essential if you want to get that raised look with these parts over here being flat. So the second thing you want to keep in mind is that you are gathering hair as you braid, and you kind of have to watch the balance of how you do this so that in the end it all comes together nice and evenly. But it's not as hard as it seems, I promise. So here we have our 3 sections. Now, as I mentioned before, we are braiding under and not over. So I'm going to take this top part over here and put it to the back. Then this part over here and also put it to the back and underneath. Now, as I go in for my second round of weaving, I'm going to take this piece of hair, put it underneath and backwards. And I'm going to grab a new section of hair over here and slot it in with that same piece that I just put to the back. And we're going to keep doing that. So you always want to keep in mind that you're braiding backwards, you're gathering hair on the way, and then you're pulling tight before you move on to the next section. So braiding backwards, gathering hair, pulling tight before moving on to the next section. So I know at first this all seems kind of complicated, and I'm not going to lie, it does take quite a bit of practice. As long as your hair is sectioned off into 2, and as long as you just keep pulling tight and you're aware of your position, you don't even need a mirror. I mean, I'm filming this right now and I don't even have a mirror, and I just know that it's going to come out looking great. Now, as you can see, I'm getting closer to the nape of my neck. So once you get to the nape of your neck, you want to make sure that you've gathered all of the hair in your section, because then the rest of your braid, it's just a straightforward braid. You don't gather from here down. And now we're just going to repeat that on the other side. Watch closely for the technique again so that you get the hang of it. So that brings us to the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope that you learned something. Now, as I mentioned before, Dutch braids do come with quite a bit of practice, but without a doubt, they are most definitely techniques, tips, and tricks like I shared today that can really help you in a big, big way. Don't forget to hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Leave me some love in the comment section below. And let me know if there's anything else that you want to see, and I will see what I can do for you. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you all next time.